Welcome to Big JD Motivation Story Time. We're going to continue talking about generational wealth and how to invest. And what are the things that keep you paycheck to paycheck, keep you poor, and that is habits that we have. Poor habits keep you in paycheck to paycheck. It's a mindset. It's psychological warfare we're playing with each other. As you've seen in previous videos that I talked about financial advisor and they have a financial therapist because you have to have the right mindset to become wealthy and create that generational wealth for your kids. Two things that we do that's really bad is overspending and not directing our money in the right spots. So where you put your money at is very important. You need to know every month where to put your money at. So directing your money into the right places. So those are the two major things that keep you from paycheck to paycheck. If you're not doing this, you head of the game. But we always keep overspending and directing our money in the wrong places. We don't even put them in different pots half of the time. But everybody talk about budgets and stuff like that. I don't care about a budget. I'm not a budget guy and I don't believe in the budget thing, but they talk about the 70-30 rule. I like the 70-30 rule. Now 70-30 means you got 70% of your income to live. The other 30%, you're going to invest 10, donate 10, and pay on your highest debt with the other 10, right? And then once you finish that highest debt paid off, you add that 10 to your investment. So you'll be spending 20% of your income into investments. This is a 70-30 rule. And you're going to see that if you Google this, Google 70-30 rule. A lot of people talk about the 70-30 rule. The hardest thing is to realize you only have 70% of your income to live off. Now, I know you're going to say, John, how the hell am I going to live off 70%? And that's what I'm here for. I'm going to show you how to get things what you spend on daily free or very, very cheap, right? So you can still live the same lifestyle you're living right now. But I want you to do it at a very low price, but still keep the quality, if not more. So if you don't have to spend money, you'll have more capital to invest. Now, I know I'm not going to say that word S. Remember I told you in my first video that S word is a cuss word. And that's what people put their money at in the bank. They open up an S account, and you know what that S is. And let me tell you, an S account is like putting ice in sun. It's going to melt. It's not going to appreciate. Putting your money in an S account, because you've been taught S your money, S your money. I'm not going to say the word because it's a cuss word. I don't train anyone to remember that word. I don't want you to remember the word. Call it the S word, but it's not a word that you want to teach your kids nor yourself, because that's like putting your money somewhere where it's just going to melt away. It doesn't appreciate, right? You want your money to work for you, be soldiers, right? You don't want it in there melting away. So you put your money somewhere. Now, I want to show you what's important with that 10% that you're going to invest, right? The most important thing is the 15% go towards vacation. Again, as I said earlier, it's a psychological warfare. Every year you need to reflect on all the decisions you made for that year and see if you can make better ones the following year. So to do that, you have to relax. You have to take a vacation. And I tell you, when I started this about 30 years ago, it was $50 every pay period I put away so I can take a nice vacation. I plan it for the year. By planning it over a year in advance, you'll get and start making payments on it with the vacation. I had a vacation agent. When you plan this out and start paying for that vacation in a year in advance, you get a great price, very discounts. You get the free booze bracelet. You get things, free internet. Depends. I've been on about 7-day cruises. Been to Miami all inclusive, Jamaica all inclusive, Bahamas. I've been to Hawaii, been to Vegas a couple times. Been taking a lot of trips in the last 30 years. And just by taking that $50 every pay period to a vacation account investment account where I'm having money grow, or if I'm paying towards a vacation. So it's very important. And I'm telling you, when you're taking nice vacations, you won't feel poor. You'll have more confidence, and people are going to be like, where you go this year? And all you did was take a small portion of your money to put towards a vacation. Now, I know you all going to say, man, you're budgeting. No, this is not budgeting. This is paying for stuff I want to do. Again, I don't believe in the budgets, but it's the way I direct my money. I want my money to go this for this reason. I want my money to go here for this reason. I want to go there for that reason. I have 70% of my money to do what the hell I want to do, pay my bills, go out, eat, whatever I want to do with my 70% to live, right? My day-to-day stuff. And we're going to get more into that. But this is what I do with the 10%. Now, cash is in, 5% is in my brokerage account, right? Because remember, I told you I don't want you having an S account in the bank. You have a brokerage account. And 5% need to be cash, because if you have to sell one of your stocks, it takes 3 days to get that money. You want to be able to grab that money wherever you need it for whatever reasons, because you can't fail by not having an emergency fund. Emergency fund is 5% of that money should be there. But also, in case you find a good stock, remember I was telling you about the 20% there is those stocks that's 100 years old, pay dividends. One might drop real low and you say, hey, I need to pick that up right now. You have that 5% cash sitting right there ready for you. So you definitely want to have 5% in a brokerage account. And just in case you need to pull liquid, that's how you have your money liquid in not an S account, but a brokerage account. You want to definitely get into dividends funds. And I want to talk more about the dividends funds, because I only talked about the 100-year dividends stocks that paid. But let's talk about the ETFs, the index funds. And I mentioned that in the money tree video. You want more stuff on that, but you want to create that money tree, which is an index fund. I want to talk more about index funds, since I talked about the 100-year-old dividend stocks. Let's talk more about index funds, right? Index funds, this is passive investments, but this is the first thing you want to create is an index fund. And because it has all the best companies, and I'm going to tell you what the wealthy people do. But index fund is no brainer. You don't have to watch the stock market. You just want to invest in 3 funds, and I'm going to explain why you want to invest in the 3 funds. Again, check out the video to learn more, the money tree, about more about index funds. Because what wealthy people do is have 3 index funds. And I mentioned wealthy people. Can't speak to everybody wealthy, but it's been proven. A lot of Americans that's retired, sitting with a lot of money, enjoying life, vacation, have 3 index funds in their portfolio. Now, if you Google this, and I want you to Google the 3 fund portfolio and see what they say you should do for the 3 funds in your portfolio. A lot of them say have an index fund in foreign, international. It's international foreign index funds. Of course, your American S&P, or utility or technology. Usually it's technology, S&P, that's your S&P stuff, and international. But look up the 3 funds. Now, me personally, what I've researched was the people that are wealthy, all 3 funds was blue chip American companies. So that's been proven, because that's who's wealthy. And even Warren Buffett says, buy those blue chip funds. It's not even John Hillman. So why? I do it. I go get these funds, and I'm going to show you my portfolio right now of 3 index funds. Now, I took the chance to get a utility, pharmaceutical, and an S&P. Right now, you can see this is my total for the year: 24% on the S&P, 7% on the pharmaceutical, and 6% on the electrical utility. I looked up these, and these, you can see the charts look similar on these index funds. You can see it's long-term game. And let me make sure you understand what they're saying about index funds right now. After 15 years of holding it, there's 0 risk of losing your money. So as long as you keep this more than 15 years, you're going to have 0 risk. So look up the funds. You'll see the different fact sheets on them, how much it make in 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 years. So look at the fact sheets on your index fund, because there are I think it's over 9,000 index funds out there. It's almost 10,000, I believe. I think that number might be higher than that now. But that's how many index funds out there. They have different index funds. They have funds that's like all the women clothing stores, funds that have all the men stores, like your Home Depot, Lowe's, and all that type stuff. So there's different index funds. So you have to determine which index fund you want, right? And I'm going to tell you why I went into one of mine is pharmaceutical. Now, you all know that a lot of these cartoons kind of predict the future a little bit, like South Park and Simpsons and stuff like that. I don't know if you've seen the last video of South Park, and it's about obesity, the end of it. They really hopped on the Ozempic injections. And not only South Park has talked about it, I even saw it on Cat Williams' special on Netflix. He's talked about it. So many people make jokes about it. I don't know if you noticed. If you even watched the news in the last week or two, people have been buying fake Ozempics. And South Park put this video out back in May, and they talked about fake Ozempics on that South Park episode. And sure enough, the news is talking about it today, in the last week. And it's interesting. But I invested in this over 3-4 months ago by having that index fund, because I made sure the company, I researched the company. The company that owned Ozempic was MVO, Nova, and their competition is Lilly. They got the Wagyu, it's called Waga. So it's the same thing as Ozempic, it's two companies. And when they actually said about a month ago that they're going to, by 2030, they're going to make 150 billion injections, right? And they're paying a lot of money for those injections. And they're going to produce 150 of those injections. No, 150 billion by 2030. Google it. Check it out. So I wanted to own these companies, and so I'm paying attention. So instead of owning directly to them, I look it up. I recommend going to the Fintel to look up all your index funds, and that way you can do your own research in companies to see what index fund has that your company you want to own in it, and that's how you choose it, right? And it will have your market shares, prices, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of those index funds you're just not gonna be able to get in it. Some of them it takes $1,000 to get in it. No, 100,000 to even buy in it, even though the share is $60 or $100. They just don't let everybody in these index funds, and a lot of it get locked down. They can't have so many people to own so many shares of those index funds, so you're not going to have access to all of them. So you're going to have to pick and choose what companies, because the biggest ones that's paying out great dividends, what do you think the insurance company invests your money in every time they collect it? They put it in those lockdown index funds that's making 20, 30, 40%. Even the banks are in those top funds, and so they lock them down. So that's why so many of them, because they're locked down and they have too many people in them. So do your research, look at the index funds, see what the cost to have them, what their fact sheet is. So you got to do your due diligence on your research on the index fund. Again, pick 3 and you're good to go. And most of them are almost all of them doing great, because it's a diversified passive investment, right? Now, how do you find money to invest? That's what I want to get into in this video. How do you find more money to invest, right? Because remember, I told you got to live off that 70%, right? So you can have that 30% to invest and donate, right? And plan for your vacation, the whole 9 yards, right? How do you do it if you're spending your money and got nothing left at the end of the month, right? So let me give you one tidbit here. This is another nugget alert right here. Let's talk about cell phones. That's something you use daily. We pay our cell phone bill before we even pay your electric bill, even your mortgage. People got to have their phones. It's real wild how people are really attached like a chain and a ball with their cell phones. Can't leave home without it. I put a couple things here because what I pay for a cell phone for a family of 4, I have 2 kids and my wife and me, is under $200 a year. Let me make sure you understand it. We have cell phones, and I don't pay no more than $200 for the entire year to have 4 phones active, working, and everything. How do I do that? Now, most of y'all might pay $25 for a plan. some 40 a month, unlimited data, text, and all that stuff. And if you look at it, that's $300 a year for a $25 plan and $480 for the $40 plan. If you have a family of four like me, that would be $1,200 a year. For the $25 piece plan, that's $100 per phone. I had that at Verizon when I started doing this 10 years ago. But I'm gonna explain that. So, and if you have the $40 per phone, you're paying $1,900 a year for cell phones for your family. That's a lot of money, and a lot of people in America is doing that. They can't afford it, but they're still doing it, right? Now, how do I have cell phones for a family of four for $200 for the whole entire year? I'm going to explain that real quick. What I do is I order track phones from HSN or QVC, whoever have the best deal. The phones will come with 1,500 talk time, 1,500 text, and 1.5 gigabytes of data for 365 days. So I can use those numbers up. It's a pay by minute thing. I pay $99. It comes with these minutes and plans per phone. This is a 2-phone one. They have deals there for $35 too if you want. Most of those have 1,200 minutes, 1,200 texts. But I usually get the 1,500 minutes. So each person has their phone, and I buy these phones once a year. I never buy minutes from TracFone. If you look, before I go into the minutes from TracFone, let's go into the minutes for TracPhones. If you buy minutes from TracPhones, that 1,500 minutes, 1,500 texts, 1.5 gigabytes of data cost you $125. So I never buy minutes from TracPhone, even though I have TracPhones. I won't say never, but I don't buy this from TracPhone. If I have to add more minutes, I go buy another phone at HSN and QVC, and $99. I got 2 times that amount for $99, and I have phones. If you notice, I got a bunch of these Nokia phones. I could use them all day long. I got different things and reasons why I use them and stuff, because you can actually use these as cameras. But anyway, you have plenty of phones. But if you currently have a iPhone or Samsung phone, you want to keep it. There are kits you can buy with the SIM card to make your phone a track phone. So you can bring your own phone, and it's only $1 for the SIM card. Walmart have it for 97 cents. So you can get the SIM card for $1 or less right now to switch your phone, the current one you have. You want to currently keep your iPhone, you don't have to buy a phone. But you do have to buy a phone from QVC. You don't have to use the phone. You just buying the minutes for $100 for 2 times the amount right here. But the reason I buy these phones, even though I don't need a phone, I'm buying it for the minutes. So this is where you buy your minutes at QVC or HSN, not Track, right? And you're good for the year. Now, how do you not burn no minutes, right? The key thing to not burning those minutes so it lasts for the year is to have a Google Voice phone number. If you have a Gmail phone number, a Gmail account, email account, you can sign up to have a phone number. Go to voice.google.com, get you a Google Voice number, and never give anybody your cell phone number. Only give them your Google Voice number. Download the Voice Google app on your phone, Android or iPhone. And that number that's assigned to you, once you sign in by hitting that app, it'll ring that phone, and you can make calls through that app. And so that people will see your Google number. So whenever you leave a carrier, you don't have to import a number, because your Google number will always stay with you. And if you're on your computer, you lose your phone, you can always go to your computer and you can answer your phone calls and see your phone texts and everything. So the end of the world won't happen if you lose your phone all of a sudden. You can go grab home to your laptop and get on your computer and still call people, track your calls, get your voice message, get your texts and stuff that you need to get in your bank account and everything. So I don't recommend tying anything to your cell phone. You tie everything to your Google phone. Only give out your Google Voice. Don't give your cell phone out. Also, if you love your cell phone number right now, some of us old heads want to keep our number, you can import that cell phone into Google Voice. So if you're going to go this route to TracFone and lower your phone bills, and y'all want to keep your number, move that number to Google Voice. And that way, it ain't going to cost you minutes, because it's going to be on Google Voice and it's free. You have that phone number you have now would currently be free in Google Voice. And you get rid of the current cell phone, and you'll drop your bill and have capital to invest every month by lowering your cell phones to $200 or less a year by doing it that way. Again, find out a way to continue to have the same lifestyle you're living at a very low cost or free. I'm going to have more things. I'm going to show you how I do things for free, how I get groceries for free. I got to go John now to go get this milk and eggs for free this weekend. Right now, John has a great discount because it's 4th of July weekend. So you can get T-bone steak for $6.99 a pound. Go get a couple of T-bones. Watermelon, I think, was $3.98. Safeway had a watermelon for $3.98. So I'm going to pick up a watermelon as well. So there again, John also had buy 2 Pepsi cases of soda and get 3 free. So you buy 2 cases of Pepsi. I did it last time for Memorial Day. I still got those sodas. So you buy 2 cases and get 3 cases for free. So the times on holiday weekends is when you really stack up on things that's very cheap and low cost. And I'll be waiting on them sales come on these holidays. So head to Giant or Safeway or check your food store apps. This weekend is the best time to get some steaks, hamburger, hot dog, sodas, and things at a very low price, at a discount price, almost 50% on a lot of these things off the price. Stock up, put in your freezer so you can grill out all week, all summer, right? You have meat and stuff all summer to put steaks on the grill, hot dogs on the grill. Go get it. Go get your sodas. Get 5 cases of sodas for only buying 2. This is the weekend to stack up on some good eats that is going to last you for the summer, right? Again, you're getting your groceries cheap, and you're good for the next 3 months on groceries, just buying the groceries you're going to need this month. That's why I don't want to talk about having a budget, just deciding what you're going to do with that 70% for the month that's going to make it last for 2-3 months, free, So that's the game of the game. It's not the budget. It's the opportunities to buy things and get them for free. Don't continue, I got to spend this month on certain items every month. I'm not into the budget. Just understanding, making the right decisions, what to do with that 70%, because it can be different every month, whatever's on sale or free. But the name of the game is not to spend your money, but to get things at a very cheap price so you can have capital to invest, pay off your debt, have vacation. So again, thank you for coming. I hope you all enjoyed the information I shared with you all. Again, share this information to others, because we're here to build generational wealth, right? So again, 3 portfolio index fund. Look up index funds, Google it, look at all the index funds. Think about companies you want to be involved in and see who has index funds in them. Be diversified, passive. Don't be afraid to invest. And thank y'all for coming. Enjoy your 4th of July. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.